are connected to people who have got good jobs. Others have their parents who have companies where we can work. So don't despise anybody because you don't know which ability to At some point, a certain student employed me. I never knew he was a dean of some institution. And after teaching him, he enjoyed the lecture. At the end of the program, when he was graduating, I said, I happen to be dean of such an institution. I'd love to your lecture. Would you be willing to spare at least an hour, 2 hours in a week to be under our institution? To me, that was a plus, right? But that was my student. So people might be sitting there and then you feel you are in charge. You don't know who is in charge. At that point, you may be in charge, but you never know what tomorrow comes of you. It's a very small world. Okay. Preschool is also important. It's important in the aspect of allowing children to pursue their personal interests. Preschool education allows children to pursue their personal interests, hobbies, and other opportunities that will come later in life. Can we give examples of that? We need to give the children time to play. We need to give them an opportunity to exhibit their talents, their interests. And through that, we see that if we support them, then they grow up becoming what they can become. A child who is watching on the television, maybe if there's a program of engineering, people doing some sort of manufacturing, maybe radios, television, or doing carpentry, and we see this child having that interest. Let's support them. Buy some small tools that can hinder or support their interest. Not that my child will become a lawyer. No, my child will become a medical doctor. Who said that becoming a medical doctor someone becomes a rich child? We have seen medical doctors. Richness is just the mind. The others are just interest and vocation. The heart is there for you to do. Yes, you do it with everything that you have. But if you want to become rich, the practical work is what enriches people most. I know most of us here, when we get our jobs, you know what happens? You get your job. What's next? I need to buy land. I need to build an estate. I need to go and do farming. At another level, life just becomes flat, like you need to settle down. And pursue your interest. The great interest that we have now come in afterwards when we have settled. We build a secondary school, or we build a watch, we do farming, buy all sorts of animals, or livestock, or we start companies. So these are some of the things that we need to support the children in their personal interests. Others like dancing, and we know that our culture hates see a child, she's not going to go. And now if your daughter was doing that, in your mind, what kind of an evil has entered your daughter? And there are others who would still do that sneakily, that tomorrow you see your child on stage. And she has won this, she brings a lot of money to them. I thought this was bad. But I could see this character when she was young, when he was young. This boy today is a famous artist worldwide. There are certain things that we feel they are bad, but they are a destiny force in these children.
I remember my son when they want to be in Malawi.
So that one now is a model. You see? Where did she get those ideas from? Maybe she was watching and that just sparked an interest. Yes, this is what I want. So it's your responsibility now to support her in becoming Miss Malawi. That means the kind of clothes that she has to put on, the kind of shoes to wear, the hairstyles and what, the steps, what she watches, you need to just pay God to do. What are we doing? We're simply trying to promote that which is inside. So it's very important that we support them. What is early childhood education? Meaning of early childhood education. Is it the same as nursery education? Nursery. Have we ever heard of nursery education?
Yes.
Okay. What comes to our mind whenever we hear of nursery education? Education for the young, the little ones, the first stages of education. Early childhood education, or preschool education, or nursery education. Why do we talk about preschool, primary, nursery? Boya. What other proverbs do we use defining or trying to describe how important children are? I cannot say I will control you at your age now on certain things that interest you so much. Because you have your own reasons and convictions. This is good, this is correct. Yeah. But when the child is still young, it's easy to control. It's easy to direct them and control them. Just like a child who grows up in an area or place environment where they breathe air, it becomes normal for me to be a drunk. Because my parents would tell me, can you go and test if it's ready now? So I'll do a little bit of a doubt. Yes, Mom, it's cool. There was a certain boy who was coming to school, always drunk. And the teachers hated the boy. Like, no, he's a smart child. Hey, no, I said, let's not rush into judgment. Let's find out why does he drink? Like, why does he come to school drunk? Then the boy explains, sir, amayanga amapiga kataso. Ngeno ndikawaliwo unoku ekuti she's also tired of to go and talk. There's a certain stage where we have to test uno. It's a tender. I have to test. So it's something which has become kind of addictive. That I do that because beer is in the house. Do we blame the child? The environment that we grow up shapes our character or behavior. It's like a child whose parents are so prayerful and they invoke the child or children. Every evening we have to pray. Everyone we have to pray. For children whose parents are big farmers. So every day we have to go to the field together. My thinking ability is for me to become rich. I'll come up with my own big land. Just wait, let me finish. I'll buy cows, goats, and chickens, and I'll just find a good land in the outskirts. I'll be big. Watch me. Why? My parents. There is some attachment, of what I want to become based on what my environment has contributed to my being. You cannot expect your children or my children at least to fail to get the first degree or not. Why? My mother cannot have a master's and me no. I have to go beyond that. The environment matters. That's why it is very important that we fine-tune the children, we take care of the children in their early stages. Why do we call preschool education as nursery education? We know what a nursery is. In the normal understanding, if we are to talk about our Maran scenario situation, when I hear of a nursery, what comes to my mind is fodder. As the essential person. Yes. So we prepare nurseries earlier, and then for tobacco, so that when the first rains come, we plant. Okay. But what happens for us to make sure that the nursery is healthy? We water it. We make sure that if at all we can provide fertilizer, we do that, or we plant it on fertile land. We want a healthy nursery. Why is Kodesh quiet? How was she trained? Even the way she speaks, how was she trained? The way she looks. What makes Kodesh to be quieter than Rose? Look at the background, it's going to tell us a story. Nursery education. I remember it was very difficult for me to open up and speak. I used to just laugh. You talk to me about something, especially ladies, you would listen, say them what you see. Why? There's something that you are missing emotionally. In psychology, when you hear of someone who just loves it, when he means to love, he can laugh, she can laugh, they are missing something emotional. what did we do to people for their shoes? You see, this is something. It could be like that in some way, or not. Okay? So there's always a reaction of explanation of why certain people are behaving in a certain way. So natural education is called natural because of its initial stage. It's the first stage of preparing the young. So we are preparing these young ones in all dimensions of life, the social, emotional, economic, and what we are training them. Somebody asked, is it possible to talk about critical thinking skills, methods to these little ones? The curriculum developers, how are you including this in standard 1, standard 2? He said, Madam, according to us, critical thinking must start in the early stage. But we think we bring up thinking skills according to the age level of understanding of these children. They have their own way. They have their own way of understanding. And that's why then when we are teaching these children, we have to teach them in a small way of understanding. Go into the mind, which may not be possible, right? But we should test ourselves in the position of a small child. The way we sing songs, sometimes even the way we laugh, should depict their words. When they see an elderly person laughing like kids, they always get awakened. Mother, what is he doing? Like, it becomes fun to them. You know? If you are speaking like that, it becomes fun. And others are able to ask, so why are you speaking like, as a baby? Yes, because you are a baby yourself. It becomes interesting to them. So natural education is called natural because it is what? The initial stage of early childhood education. So it relates to the teaching of children from birth up to the age of 8. Okay. Now, let's look at types of early childhood education. Approaches of early childhood education. 1. Montessori. Have we come across Montessori before? Yes, we have. What branch of early childhood education is this? What type of early childhood education is this? The kind of education which is student-led and self-led education. Student-led and self-led education. Children are encouraged to learn in their own way. We have had several debates on this. Can children learn on their own? If children were allowed to learn on their own, then how many teachers are we going to employ so that they take care of each and every child? There are other classes which have been categorized into 10 per class, 10 students per class. But it's very expensive because we want to cater for 30 students. If we had 30 and then we train it to 10, then the amount of money that was supposed to be paid by the 30 will be paid by the 10. So that we are able to still pay the teacher and the assistant. That easy? Will this kind of education be accessible to me? No. So, to allow children to choose and learn in their own way, at their own pace. According to Montessori, this was a good way because in her town she tried that and it worked. But can we use it here? In town, we can use it and it can work, right? And it's working. Our school is using the Montessori. But the children who come there are children of mostly rich people or middle rich people who can afford to pay. Teachers in this kind of education or act as guides. And classrooms are set up to facilitate independent exploration. So if we are to allow independent exploration, then the institution should have plenty of tools to be used for the children to explore. So you don't need a poor person to start this kind of education. The kind of materials should be well and specifically designed so that we are able to teach these children skills and concepts through hands-on activities and puzzles. If we go to Chinese shops where they are selling the teaching materials for children, teaching and learning materials, they are very interesting tools and materials that people are going to buy in order to use in their schools. But some of these materials are those which we can make. But we depend on China and Europe as well. I know that we can make very simple tools but very interesting and come up with a shop on traditional early childhood learning. Once it is well marketed and placed, then people will be coming to you, or I can be following those preschool centers and say, I have these projects for early childhood. Can you buy tomorrow? Because we need these skills in these mostly rural areas and town schools as well. Montessori also brought about the multi-age classrooms. What are those classrooms? Multi-age. A 3-year-old child is learning with a 5-year-old child. Why? The 5-year-old child is acting as a guide to the 3-year-old child, right? Because we're talking about teachers acting as guides. So, we are inculcating the spirit of independence in these children. They have to depend on the adults. But adults also have a responsibility to mold the little ones. They are moving on their own. It enables the younger children to learn from older kids through observation when we mix them. The older kids are able to observe the younger kids are able to observe from the older brothers. To the elder child, that is bringing about leadership skills. I'm in charge, I'm helping the little one. It makes them to feel more responsible, right? We are coming back from school and you will find the older one holding hands when we are crossing the road. Yes, once she crosses, the little one is free now. What have I done? Inside me, yeah, I'm responsible. Leadership skills. So the Montessori type of preschool education empowers the young ones to be responsible and develop leadership skills when they are helping their little ones. So there is an aspect of multi-aged classroom. Montessori schools also aim to empower students through uninterrupted work periods, during which time kids can choose their own activities. Do we support this? Let children choose their own activities. At a certain point, we do not need to interrupt them. 3 hours, no interruption. Let them play and explore on their own. Is it a good one? So we are allowing them to practice things of the real life situation. What tools are there which we may include talking about mathematics, talking about language and cultural studies, sensory learning. That was Montessori. Uninterrupted work period or work classes. We give them a specific number of hours they are going to work, and then we observe what they are doing in those 3 hours or those 2 hours. This is made to support their internal desire. Okay. Then we also have another type of learning called Reggio Emilia. Reggio Emilia. R-E-G-G-I-O. Emilia, E-M-I-L-I-A. Reggio Emilia. This kind of program is based on encouraging children to take learning into their own hands. Firstly, Montessori is encouraging children to take learning in their own hands. Reggio Emilia is also encouraging children to take learning into their own hands. How? Practice. So the Emilia one encourages the teachers to build the curriculum around their students' interests and ideas. Build the students' curriculum based on the students' interests and ideas. Now, one would wonder, do they also have ideas? You know? Yes, they do. Come up with the projects that are going to pursue the children's ideas. Now, the projects that are given in the Reggio Emilia could be 1 week or 2 weeks. The problems or assignments that focus on problem solving. That could be scientific or mathematical in nature. engineering related. And then we have other problems which focus on collaboration and self-expression. So as the student is performing the activities, the teacher is documenting everything that the child is doing and checking through the progress, taking photos and videos and quotes. In this instance, it is the student who dictates what kind of a curriculum this should be, right? So this implies that it implies some flexibility and creativity from both the teachers and the learners. The bigger part is coming from the learner, and the teacher is there to document and make a structured program. So literacy and math learning are all embedded in the cell. Okay. Then we have another type, which is the Waldorf type of philosophy of early childhood learning. Waldorf, W-A-L-D-O-R-F, Waldorf. This type of learning prioritizes inspired learning with an undercurrent of routine. Let the children have daily routines of doing things. If they have a program every day of doing things, certain things, that will become the norm into the mind of this child. I know that when I wake up, I'm going to do this, and after doing that, I'll do this, and after doing this, I'll do that. When the kids know that, it does not become something new. It helps them to be consistent in the way of doing things. Consistency is one of the most important things in the life of a child's learning. Why? Their brains are still small, so they do not need to be confused. The daily routine helps them to follow specific activities at specific times. This is because children thrive in a rhythmic and predictable environment. You don't need to surprise them. No. That's why sometimes we take our children for holidays. But go with a stranger. Let's escort them. Let's go with them. We drop them there. And then tell them nicely, Mommy will come back again, okay? Very soon. Daddy will come back for you and will bring you biscuits, oranges. What else do you want? That I should bring for you when coming back. Meanwhile, I'm leaving you with a go, okay? Don't cry because you're a good boy. Don't cry because you're a good girl, like Papa. Have you ever seen Daddy cry? Very good. When as I'm going, the bride should be like lovers. Bye, sweetheart. Bye, my king. Bye, my prince. Like that, you know. It's some kind of the love that is there for you who I love. The first day, you don't want to let go of each other, and you reach here and there, you find someone who's facing behind someone. Bye. Okay. You don't want to move away from each other. You detach from each other. There's that pain moment. I wish we could be together always. The children need that as well. Yeah. For them, life has to be predictable. I know what is happening when I finish doing this. I know what is happening when this, like Ruth was explaining that from 6:30, is it yogurt or my hair or porridge? Afterwards, at 10, and then at 12, and then at 4, everyone, this kid sleeps. And so I think the mind is tuned to say, immediately after taking my 4 o'clock porridge, Zoe Langoro, this child to sleep. It's programmed already. Okay? It's like the way sometimes men program the mind of ladies and girls, that every time when I'm coming to see you, right? I'll bring a lot of sweet. The moment that I will not bring that lollipop, it will be like, hey, so who else has you started giving the lollipop? If you cannot bring to me today, not understanding that maybe today this guy has no mind, no. But he always brings this. Now that he has not brought him, she always does this. But today, no. What has happened? Maybe the attention has been switched to another person. You see? Questions start coming in. Our being child-centric still continues when we grow up, as we move. Even parents still need love when they grow up. Why? At a certain point, there are children who give them who provide for them money. There are others who buy for them blankets or clothes. So they have their own favorites. You know? And sometimes they feel jealous for each other. Mother and father. Why is it that can you leave them? Let them stay by themselves. If I meet you, I've come to visit my father and my mother. Instead of giving father money, I'll say, I'm living with dad, I'm living with you this money. You are giving the money. Problem. You know? Because you don't know what will happen when you live there. So what's the best way? I give you I give you yours. There, yes, it's up to them now to put the money together. But problems have been seen when you give either the mother or the father. It means she loves him more than me. So I'm getting you after everything I've done to him or her. What dog believes that the child thrives in a rhythmic and predictable environment. It has to be certain what is coming next. So preschools also emphasize play and creativity over strict academics. Very important. Maximize on play when kids come to school and creativity over academics. Because our interest at this level is we want to just socialize. We want to learn to socialize and play together. Enjoy together. Life is all about enjoyment at this level. They serious. 1 + 1 is equal to what? These are kids. Look at the level of understanding. Their minds. Okay. So what we're basically doing in Waldorf's type of education is to nurture the interest of the kids. Emotionally as well as intellectually. To assist children to continue this journey into life in a healthy way through an ever-deepening understanding of human being in a human body. Soul and spirit. Okay? Would we say that a teacher having children for one semester, one term, you change another teacher according to what law? Can it play it cool or good?
No, cannot be good.
We are talking about consistency. And children love a program which is predictable. Tomorrow we are having teacher Mary. When we go back, we'll have teacher Mary, teacher Mary, teacher Mary. And then you keep changing. That disturbs their mental thinking. Because there are some emotional attachments to a particular teacher. There is a bond that is created over a long period of time. To the advantage of the teacher, she will be able to determine the weaknesses and strengths of his students and develop from there. But someone who has just come today, it will be difficult for you to discover my weaknesses and improve them. You have to understand my family. You visit my family if you have to understand it, which is not so easy. You have just come and, Okay. Then we have the high scope type of risk education, high scope method. This one is basically on active learning, high scope. It comes with the idea, active learning, right? Comes with the idea that kids gain knowledge through their natural play and interactions with the environment and other people. So the rights of schools prioritize communication between students and teachers. They prioritize communication between students and teachers. There is a constant daily routine that is followed, and ongoing assessment based on a system called Key Developmental Indicators. Key Developmental Indicators. How key developmental indicators? You are able to follow the routines of the children, the programs that are happening or being done on a routine basis, and how is the response of these learners? So you're looking at now the key indicators, positive key indicators. Are the children developing? Is there any success? Because sometimes daily routines can also make kids to be lazy because you already expect what next, right? So that may also block creativity, right? We have been doing this from time immemorial. That's how we want things to be done, all of it. So no change, right? On the negative aspect, you are making the children to be lazy. But we are saying these are small minds which need a predictable environment. Okay. What if high school would say, at least try to mix and give the children some tasks that are, yes, that's why there is natural play. In natural play, creativity falls. They are able to discover things that they do not understand. Where does the voice come from in a radio when I'm not seeing the person inside it? Let me pray. Why is the person crying on the television when I try to wipe away the tears? I cannot see. The person continues to cry and the tears continue to fall. What happens? And so I'm wondering at the little one. Very interesting. Very interesting. Key developmental indicators. So according to HiSCOP, it consists of 8 primary competent areas, which includes the social and emotional development. It also includes creative arts. It includes mathematics, science and technology, language, literacy and communication. These are some of the key areas that the HiSCOP must concentrate on. Okay. Then we have the second line, which is the bank street. Bank street method. Time. This bank street is based on the idea that children learn best when they are actively engaged with ideas, materials, and people. Children learn best when they are engaged with materials, ideas, and people. Teachers again act as facilitators of learning and provide students with meaningful learning opportunities best suited for their learning and growth. If we have seen previous theories, they're talking one and the same thing. Children learn best when they are actively involved. We encourage children to play, But this one focuses on primarily on social sciences and aims to nurture the kids' emotional and social growth. But this also helps their intellectual ability to develop. And then we have our last one, cooperative science. Cooperative. So here, the parents in a cooperative preschool typically handle things like upkeep. We are incorporating the parents to join us in raising the kids and teaching the kids. When children are coming to school, things, something, food, at least. Even if it is fried maize that has been soaked, even if it is groundnut, at least let them come with packed food. Why? It disturbs other children. Every day I have to share. My parents also have got their own budget for me. So if every time you find this girl, this boy, share. So, the kind of sharing that they do. It's real sharing. Just a little bit of a portion, and then you give. You look at the way the child will swallow that one. He or she is hungry. And she just said that I go to the next person who might be humble enough to share, good enough to share. Share me. The kind of English, share me. How will I share you now? It is important for parents to provide food for their children when they are coming to school. Otherwise, they will make others suffer there and start hating others that they are stingy. So So it's the responsibility of the parents to do that. If you cannot provide food, at least give them some money, some coins to go and buy a drink and popcorns or a biscuit. In other instances, parents may also help to develop curriculum for their own children. Why? The children come from them. And so the kind of activities that these children perform, in most cases, parents know. So we would entrust that responsibility of coming up with a curriculum to the parents. And we end today. Are there questions? The next time that we meet, we'll start looking at the role of the primary school teacher in children's learning process. The role of the primary school teachers in children's learning process. The role of the primary school teachers in children's learning. Any questions or contributions from it?
My question is assignment.
We are done. Yes, I uploaded the assignment. Yes, sir.
Yes, I understand.
Yes.
It is not.
How did you understand the first assignment?
When you submit the hard copy, I mean,
Yes.
student board.
Hard copy. What is the first assignment, sir?
Explain for
Theory. Model theories of facial expression.
First assignment.
Yeah. Model theories.
So what the problem is just explaining. So first of all, you need to find out those four. And then you explain. As simple. It's actually the simplest. I wanted to be lenient on the first assignment. That's why.
But the second,
Explain any form of the
the
theories.
second one.
Huh?
The second one.
At least second one, I said now they will have been nothing to.
no. I didn't see another word.
Okay.
Just considering this reading, I explained for child education.
And then the line spacing is 1.5. Line spacing. So those who are clever, they may end up writing both assignments to forget. And we can call it a day. Bon appetit. Good lunch. Is there a time that we can arrange to meet you?
Thursday.
Thursday, do you have the class from 8 to 2?
Yeah, but the day before.
10 to 12. Okay. 10 to 12. I think we can meet. You just remind me.